Shaddai Livingston, the director of the Louisiana Afro-Indigenous Society and the producer of the New Orleans Juneteenth Festival, among other things.
What's happening, y'all? Y'all doing good? Y'all feel good? Y'all smell good? A lot of people, we want to make sure that we know what we're celebrating and why we're celebrating. We're celebrating Freedom Day. We're celebrating June 19th. We're celebrating the process and the continual methods of freedom, knowing that on June 19, 1865, General Granger marched into Galveston, Texas, announcing that freedom had been stated and accepted.
Juneteenth is actually the day where the guards came in and told the enslaved of Galveston, Texas area that the Emancipation Proclamation was signed and that they were free people. So we celebrate that day, and that took place 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. However, Juneteenth is also significant to New Orleans because that was the day we got emancipated a year prior. It's also Juan Malo Day, right? So Juan Malo, he was a Maroon, a formerly enslaved man who helped other enslaved people escape into the wilderness of the bayous and set up settlements, and they were called Maroons. And during his uprising, there were some killings and everything, and he ended up getting executed in Jackson Square on June 19th in 1794. So that's almost 100 years prior to what we call Juneteenth. So that's why the New Orleans Juneteenth Festival is very unique, because we have multiple components happening at the same time.
Well, Juan San Malo, sometimes known as Jean or John San Malo, is an enslaved man born in Louisiana. At some point in the mid-1700s, he decided he doesn't want to be enslaved anymore, so he resists. He resists by running away. In New Orleans and in the Louisiana area, we have many Africans who make the decisions to run away. Now, unlike myths of people running away to the north or to the west, there are many Africans who decided to run away and stay in proximity to the areas where they was enslaved. They're typically called the Maroons. So in Louisiana, you had, since the beginning, Maroon colonies outside of white establishments all the way up into the Civil War. Jean St. Malo, or Juan St. Malo, is significant because he's known for, as he run away and he's become Maroon, he's noted as a Maroon leader. So as a Maroon, he decided to organize the Africans. He teach them how to rebel, he teach them how to fight back, he teach them how to invade, as well as raid plantations for items that they need, like flour and guns and etc. So he becomes a threat to the colonial order. So Juan St. Malo becomes a leader of the Maroons. So in the 1700s, New Orleans is then is controlled by the Spanish colonial authorities, and they actually make a campaign to capture Juan St. Malo. There's actually several battles, and in several of the battles, the Maroons actually defeat the colonial power. They defeat the Spanish powers. So they're increasingly trying to defeat Juan St. Malo. Sometime in the 1780s, they're actually going to capture Juan St. Malo and 60 of his compatriots. These compatriots and these Juan St. Malo are going to be tortured. However, they're never going to release the secrets of the Maroons, meaning their locations, where their camps are, and etc. So they die in resistance. On June 19th, in front of St. Louis Cathedral, they're going to be hanged and put to death. So Juan St. Malo actually died on what we would consider Juneteenth. So that's why in New Orleans, me, Shaddai, and several other historians, we make it a point not just to celebrate Juneteenth, but Juan St. Malo, as June 19th be Juan St. Malo Day in honor of this great freedom fighter. The reason why it's great to lift his name in this spot is Congo Square. And Congo Square is more about music, it's more about art. Congo Square is rooted in resistance. And that's what Juan St. Malo is about: resistance, revolution, and rebellion. So that is at the heart of what Congo Square really is. They're resisting through art, they're resisting through music, they're resisting through continuing practicing their African culture and heritage and making things like the Black Masking Indians, resistance, jazz, resistance. Second line is resistance. So wine San Malo is a connection of the symbol of their resistance, and that's why we celebrate Juneteenth and wine San Malo, and ensuring that we continue our freedoms to this day. So that's about it. You know, it's simple like that. It's connection. It's like ba 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 ba.
Make sure we're remembering why we do Juneteenth, why we're celebrating and honoring the Juneteenth Day and the significance here in New Orleans, with it also being Wine Malo Day, right? And so the gala is designed to be a purposeful production, right? Just as the festival is a good time. As we all out having a good time, having fun and everything. But the gala is when we honor those who are actually doing the work in community and doing the work to reestablish and redevelop community, right? So that's why we have our North Star Award honorees, and that's why we feature artists and filmmakers and everything. Each year is something different. So yeah, I'm not gonna withhold y'all from y'all food. So right now, we're gonna open up the buffet, let y'all have it. No, I wasn't actually inspired to do anything. I was told to. I got voluntold. Yeah. So actually, it was 2020 when I the first festival, and it was a elder. At the time, she was an elder. She's now an ancestor. Mama by the Ring Rob Roland. I just made some suggestions about what we should do for Juneteenth. Like, could we do more than just drumming Congo Square with a bunch of non-locals jumping up and down to the beat and stuff? And she said, well, how about you do something? It's time for you to step up. Your dad used to do stuff. So I'm like, wait, what? So that's not what I had planned. So she said that she'd help, and a few of the other community mothers helped as well. And it just became a big thing that I organized. I just put out a call for some vendors and artists. We ended up doing the first event. The first year was in Culture Park. And so it was just supposed to be like a Juneteenth celebration, and it turned into what was a festival. So that's why I called it the Juneteenth Festival. And yeah, I received a lot of support. At the end of the event, I got the question, so when's the next one? And I told them next year. And so next year came around. It's like, so when's the next event? And it's like, okay, so now this is becoming a thing. Like, people want more of something. And I'm an introvert playing an extrovert's game. So I'm like, if I do this, it has to reflect me. It has to be genuine. So that's when the Afro-Indigenous Society was conceptualized. Something had to go. There had to be a name to fall under all of these other events to fall under, and that's what happened.
Happy Juneteenth, y'all! Oh, y'all look good. Y'all feel good. And even though we out here sweating, y'all smell good. I smell y'all when I'm going through the crowd, smelling all like frankincense and sandalwood and shea butter and cocoa butter and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, how good does this feel? Do you know the tradition that you are in right now? Do you know, like, that you are standing at the spot of the very first celebration? You know, the announcement that let us know that the industry, the cruel colonial industry of enslavement, ended right here in New Orleans. This is where we first found out.
I am excited to see all of it come together. All of these individual pieces I've been working on kind of come together as one. I'm really excited to see what NASA brings to the table. They've actually just shipped 500 boxes of STEM kits to pass out to the youth. They're also flying in. They're flying in from like Ohio and DC, and they're bringing in an astronaut with them. And they're doing like rocket launch demos in the park and stuff. So they have I've designated a whole space for them. I'm really excited to see that. I'm excited about the vow renewal, the vow exchange that we're doing again this year. It's the second year that my good sister Sunny Patterson and myself, we partnered on doing a community vow exchange, and it's always beautiful. I'm excited for the second line. Like, the whole thing is going to be exciting. Yeah, I'm thrilled.
We found out that certain notes, certain musical notes, correspond to certain aspects of the body, right? Certain organs and feet. They said a note that correlates to the feet, what do we call this when we second line? We call that footwork, right? They said the note that corresponds to the feet is like a B note, right? So I asked my brothers who are musicians and who make all these beautiful second line songs. I said, man, what note is a second line song played in? They said, oh, it's like B flat. You can't make it up, right?
Although I'm the one pulling the strings, I'm not the one making it what it is. The people are, right? So the 50 plus, 60 plus vendors that's out there, I could not have gotten them just, they had to sign up, they had to like be a part of the event. The community resource partners, they have their own activations and stuff happening, right? So everyone is almost like, how do I explain it? It's not the Shaddai show. It's like everybody has their own little thing going on, even at each tent of the vendors, which I encourage people to really visit all of them, because I've encouraged the vendors to make sure that their tents stand out, like what's unique about your business. So everybody has their own experience going on. So I don't know if I've reached my apex or my capacity, because it's not really all of my vision. It's just, I just create the space for others to create.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Jelly. I'm so excited. I'm so honored to be amongst my people, my family, celebrating our independence, y'all. It's so important. Without our independence, without this day right here, none of us would be out here being able to celebrate. None of us would be out here spreading love, spreading joy. So I'm so appreciative, and I'm so excited just to be here amongst my people. She's amazing. It's my baby. Sister! I love y'all. Happy Juneteenth.
I want to tell the people that's going to come from near and far to
I want to tell her,
this event.
first of all, keep your drawers on. Wait, no, I want to tell them, come with an open mind. Come ready to have a good time, but also an elevated time, right? See what you can take away, but also what you can contribute to anybody there. It doesn't even have to just be me or whatever. You may run into somebody that you may need. I've heard a couple people, I done heard about couples meeting at the Juneteenth festival. I didn't heard about that. You never know what happens at the Juneteenth festival, right? But yeah, so yeah, come with an open mind. Come with an open mind and an open heart, because this is all spirit work and heart work and head work, right? So yeah, and enjoy yourself.